You know what's interesting? In this world we live in right now, silence is misunderstood. People look at someone who's quiet, who's not constantly posting, who's not talking about every move they're making, and they think something's wrong. They assume that if you're not being loud, you must not be doing anything. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strength. See, there's a difference between being passive and being intentional. There's a kind of silence that comes from fear, from holding back because you're scared to speak, scared to fail, scared of judgment. But then there's another kind of silence, a powerful one, that comes from focus, clarity, and control. That's the silence I'm talking about. The silence of someone who's building something bigger than anyone realizes. The silence of someone who knows that not every battle deserves attention, that not every noise deserves a reaction. Most people live their lives reacting. They react to opinions, they react to emotions, they react to what other people say about them. But when you step into silence, when you consciously choose it, you step out of reaction and into intention, you stop feeding your energy to things that drain you, and you start redirecting it to what grows you. The truth is, silence is where all real growth happens. Think about it. Seeds don't grow when they're exposed to noise and chaos. They grow underground in stillness, in darkness, in quiet. You don't see the work that's happening beneath the surface, but it's happening every day, slowly, steadily, powerfully. That's what silence does for your life. It allows you to build strength before the world sees your bloom. But here's the problem: we've been conditioned to chase validation. We've been told that if no one sees it, it doesn't count. We measure progress by applause instead of impact, and that's why so many people never reach their full potential, because they're too busy performing for attention instead of preparing for mastery. When you stay silent, you take back control. You stop letting other people's opinions dictate your pace. You stop explaining your every move. You stop leaking energy trying to prove something to people who don't even matter. And that's when real momentum starts to build, because focus without distraction is a weapon. You ever notice how the most dangerous people in any field, business, sports, art, life, are the ones who say the least? They don't need to talk. They don't need to broadcast. They just execute. When they walk in a room, you feel it. Not because they told you what they're doing, but because their energy speaks louder than words. That's what silence creates: presence. I want you to understand something. Silence is not the absence of action. It's the preparation for it. It's the stillness before the strike. It's the breath before the breakthrough. You're not staying silent because you're uncertain. You're staying silent because you're becoming certain. You're building something so powerful inside that when it finally comes out, it's undeniable. The world is full of noise. Everyone's talking, everyone's arguing, everyone's trying to be heard. And yet very few people are actually listening to themselves, to their inner voice, to that quiet truth inside that says, you were made for more. When you choose silence, you give that voice room to speak. You create space for intuition, for clarity, for vision. In silence, you start to hear what really matters. You begin to notice the patterns, your thoughts, your emotions, your habits. You start to see where you've been wasting your energy. You start to understand yourself at a deeper level. And the moment you become aware of yourself, you gain power. Because self-awareness is the foundation of every transformation. I've seen it time and time again. People who take time to go inward, who spend seasons working in silence, they come back unrecognizable. Why? Because silence forces you to confront yourself. When you're not distracted by noise, you have no choice but to face your truth. And that's uncomfortable. But it's also where growth begins. You might be in a season right now where it feels quiet, maybe too quiet. Maybe you're working hard, but no one notices. Maybe you're growing, but you don't have results to show yet. Maybe you feel invisible, but I promise you that silence is sacred. That silence is shaping you. You're not being ignored. You're being prepared. Every great comeback, every breakthrough, every level up in life starts in silence. It starts when you stop needing to be seen and start needing to become. It starts when you redirect your energy from trying to impress others to trying to improve yourself. You can't build something strong if you're constantly showing people the construction site. Some parts of your journey need privacy. So when people ask you, what are you up to? And you don't have a big answer, that's okay. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your evolution. You're not staying quiet because you're uncertain. You're staying quiet because you're committed. You're building something that words can't describe yet. You don't need to announce your growth. You don't need to defend your dreams. You don't need to convince anyone to believe in you. Let your results handle that conversation, because silence with purpose is more powerful than noise with no direction. And when you embrace that silence, when you stop seeking permission, when you stop feeding distraction, something incredible happens. Your energy starts to rise. Your focus sharpens. Your standards increase. You stop settling for average. You start holding yourself to a higher level, not because someone told you to, but because you finally see who you can become. That's what silence does. It strips away the noise, the expectations, the comparisons, and it leaves you face to face with your potential. That's a sacred moment, because once you see your potential, you can't unsee it. Once you recognize what you're capable of, you'll never want to go back. So if you're in a quiet season right now, don't rush it. Don't fill it with noise just because silence feels uncomfortable. Sit in it, learn from it, build in it. The world might not see it yet, but the roots are forming. The foundation is being laid. And when the time is right, when your growth has caught up to your vision, you'll emerge stronger, sharper, unshakable. Remember, this silence isn't the absence of progress. It's the birthplace of it.